Hello everyone. I've been active, or kind of reactivated my YouTube channel in the summertime. I think mostly I was doing it to put up occasional art-related videos that I could link to my Facebook art page and my blog and that sort of thing. But then I've kind of found a lot of the spiritual channels, and that's what I've gravitated to, and many of you have added me as a friend, and some of you have subscribed to me, and I really appreciate that. And I realized that I never actually did a formal intro video. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area with my husband and my kids, who are basically grown, although my son has gone off to UCLA. He's 18, and he just started, if you've seen any of the previous videos, he started in September. And my daughter still lives with us. She's 22, but she's been going to UC Berkeley, which is just a couple miles away. So she's still here at the house with us. She's finishing up her last semester because she's doing a double major in math and psychology. And we've been in the Bay Area for 13 years now. We were in Phoenix for about 9 years, and before that my husband and I were both raised in Southern California, and we met when we were both living in San Diego. I was raised Roman Catholic, and I'm the youngest of 5 children. My parents. So about the time I was 18, well, actually even before that, when I was in high school, one of my brothers joined a yoga meditation church, and by the time I was 18 or 19 I decided to join too, and pretty much dedicated myself to this organization for well over 20 years. It was, you know, the tenets were good. There was, you know, good lessons. They were a little bit antiquated, but they were, you know, there was nothing wrong with it. And I pursued it for 20 or so odd years, and then realized this was not offering me what I needed, that I was doing it just because I felt I should. And it kind of became a replacement for the Catholic Church, since I was going to the Catholic Church because, well, I felt I should. And at about that time I started practicing Aikido, which is like 10 years or so ago now. And I realized that through Aikido I could physically express certain metaphysical, spiritual principles about energy and about allowing and about being centered and all that. So I gradually stopped going to this other church, and have since sort of been searching for another path, or creating another path, which sometimes consists of, at times I should say, it's different now, at times consisted of nothing, consisted of the day-to-day, you know, just doing what I was doing. And then I continued, of course, to practice the martial art, which I continue to do now. I am a second degree black belt in Aikido, and you know, despite aches and pains that midlife brings, I still get on the mat. And so I've done a lot of reading about Buddhist practices, particularly Zen, which, you know, a lot of the writings that I read resonate with me. They're about maintaining awareness and allowing the world to be what it is without trying to control it, but yet using the breath to kind of just extend into it. And so that's, and I have, okay, let me see. I'm getting a little bit off track here. So what I'm trying to say about the spiritual stuff is that since I've come back on YouTube, it's funny, I was kind of in a doldrums as far as my spiritual life goes. And then I started running across all these different spirit-related channels, which has not necessarily made me do whatever the particular person does. I have gravitated to many of the pagan and Wiccan channels. There's something about that that really resonates with me, although I'm not ready to jump in and say I'm this or label myself as that. But the principles resonate with me in such a way that I can see exploring it more and incorporating some of the ideas into my own practice. So since then, the past month or so, I've been, pretty much regularly meditating. I have some mudras that I use. I have a certain breathing technique that I have learned. I've learned a few meditations through my Aikido practice, and it's all about understanding how my energy sort of meshes with the world around me, taking it in and breathing it out, and I continue to explore that. I'm not done. I'm never going to be done. It's going to be a continual exploration, and I am very interested. I think I'm going to get a couple of the books, the Wicca books that have been recommended by a few different, I've seen different people, different channels recommending the same books, so they're on my Amazon.com wish list, and that's all I get next. And then in addition to the spiritual stuff, but everything spiritual stuff, as far as I'm concerned, I have been practicing artwork. Well, I started when my children were little with some photography, and I got into it more seriously about, I guess it's like 14 years ago. I took some classes and learned to process my own film and that sort of thing. Of course, digital came on the scene, so I got a digital camera, and for a while I was just using that and really honed my eye. And then I learned about toy cameras and pinhole and cyanotype, and I consider myself more of an artist who uses the photographic medium rather than a photographer, because sometimes my work is not, it's a little unorthodox as far as the technique is concerned, but I do get what I visualize, and that's the important thing for me. So I continue to explore that, and through the artwork, I express my notions of spirit and how I connect to the world, how I connect to the universe, in a very fundamental way, and that's really important. So I guess my spiritual practice right now is Aikido and artwork, but I am very interested in the Wicca because I'm a very earth-centered individual, or earth-based, or something like that. I love being in nature. I love working with the ground and watching things grow, and tapping into or tuning into the spirit of the plants. That's all very important to me, and the cyclical nature of the seasons, and perhaps how that even, is connected to the cyclical nature of my life. I'm still working all that out. Yeah, I'm going to be inside most of the day, but it's a nice day for that. I don't mind. I think I'm going to work on this video and have another cup of tea, and maybe order some books, read some books that I have. I posted about my Baba Yaga necklace, and I've been wearing it, and I have a book about her to read too. And I need to do. I have some information on the Slavic pantheon, and I want to go back to that and see how that resonates with me as well, since my grandparents were from Poland. I didn't put that in there. It's in another video, I'm sure. So everybody have a good day. I wish you well. Bye-bye.